Alrighty, PG-13. This is G.I. Joe 2022. We're going to do a quick comparison here. Now, the driver actually looks not too bad at all, other than the fact that these pins are a little oversized compared to the vintage. The leg mold is definitely made wrong, as we know about that. The leg looks a little bit thinner, so a little less plastic was used making this. The paint apps at the back were not as thick as the vintage, and you can see, but it is a nice figure overall, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to get this figure. So now the vehicle. Oh, don't get me started. So they should have went with the original, because the original vehicle does not, and I'll say this again, does not scratch up like this. This one has like scratch marks, and it's basically in there, and it makes it look very cheap, this matte finish. Whereas the original, you can't really see that. This thing's made durable, outlasted the test of time, and this actually, they actually went with the metal. So they did use the original design. Somewhat. Now the sticker applications do look a lot nicer, as you can see, or they were just put on better. I put those on. But it's also nice when they got the paint apps. Ooh, I can use some of the leftover stickers for this one. I do like putting extra stickers on, or decals or decals. So I got one on the door. Someone put that one on the wrong spot. That one goes inside on the dash. And even when you put it all together, you can still get it in, put it on the dash there. Now, one real bad flaw in this vehicle is the doors. They're made too cheap. See these doors on the vintage? You know, you don't have to worry. It's actually made well. This is a stronger design. So, super flimsy doors on this one. However, the vehicle does look nice. But this matte finish will definitely bring out the scratches. Now, you have to be very careful, because it is super flimsy, so I don't know if it'll break or not. But it is made nice, so. But the vintage is still nicer. I think the vintage is still nicer overall, because it's the same. You know, they could have went for a different peg design and made the missiles maybe a little thicker, or had the maybe design a different type of missile to fit on better, or a different type of stand, because they went with the crappy plastic again. But you know, it is what it is. You can't change everything. So it's a nice design, not bad. There is that in the dash there. And we're going to look inside the vintage. The vintage has the control stick in there too. So yeah, pretty much the same design. Now these doors just seem a little flimsy, so you might get some stress in there. And the plastic, well, I don't know. I don't know what to think about those. These rails in the back here, they are harder to go in when I put it all together. This snaps in, whereas I think this design, you can pull this one out if it's broken, so you can end up replacing this one better. Whereas if this one, anything breaks on it, you might not be able to change out that part so easily. But I mean, it is nice. For what we paid for this, not worth that price, because of the flimsy plastic for the doors. I mean, you have to be almost careful. You don't want to break it. So this was only put on once, whereas this one it just seems to be like way too hard to open. Like, you can see how flimsy the door is. Like, that's actually moving. So you're gonna get stress here and here. But it is, I don't know. I definitely think I overpaid for this, but I needed it to complete my collection. And that's the problem with Hasbro nowadays. They're pricing their collectors and everyone right out of buying buying from Hasbro because they're charging double or triple the prices. And that's just a huge problem. So you're not going to get more customers, you're going to get probably less customers, and you're not going to have the next generations that are going to be interested. And that's, I think, one of the things that they're pushing for. But they're doing that across the board. I mean, you know, people that collect Transformers, Magic, or whatever, Magic cards, and Dungeons and Dragons, all that stuff, you know. Star Wars, definitely. They've, like, even like way back, Star Wars figures might come out at maybe $12, $10. And, you know, the prices were just, they'd still come down to about $10 or $9 a figure, more in line with what they should be. And that's still double the price compared to what we used to pay back in the 80s and the 90s. So they started slowly jacking up prices. Well, you're going to get fewer and fewer buyers, and then you're going to get a huge decline in your stocks because your greedy stockholders want double the price, and it's just not. You're basically going to kill off all your lines, and that's probably what they're doing. It's no different for girls' toys. Boys' toys, girls' toys, whatever gender you want to be. Anyways, this is about collecting, not about this political crap. So I do like the officer, the gray Cobra officer. That was one of my favorites. But the vintage just beats it hands down. Yeah, it is a little smaller. You can see it's not even the same height. It's a tiny bit smaller. He's a lot thicker. This one's thinner mold. And by cheaping out on that, it makes the figure a little more fragile over time. And I guess we'll see. But I do like it. I mean, even when you compare the other versions, so it is nice. This one looks awesome though with all black. You know, if they would have made it, oh, I can switch parts. I can get an all black one. Put the gray on that. Oh, I should have ordered two. Oh well. But anyways, AliExpress.com, you can find so-called Hasbro exclusives on that site. And I think they're usually double the price because this was Canadian. So, and with Hasbro shipping and everything else, it would have equaled around that price anyways. So that's probably why I got it. But for American pricing, I think it might be around 50 or 60. And it's not hard, just Google the prices and you'll find out. And remember, when you go on AliExpress.com, there's all different prices. So you look, the box was packaged nicely. It had bubble wrap, and then it had extra thick bubble wrap around it. The only damage that got done to the box was from me trying to take off some of the tape. Wanted the tape off, but oh well. So overall, I do recommend this vehicle, but I mean, you know, it is overpriced. And that's going to be the downfall of Hasbro. They're not caring about future generations, they're just caring about the now. Let's line our pockets now as fast as we can, because whoever is in control of that wants to destroy the toy industry because they don't care about what happens. Whereas in the 80s, these things were at every store. You know, you could find them at Sears, the Bay, Zellers, Woco. You know, you could find them at Walmart, Toy City. I don't know if there was a Walmart back then. I think there probably was. Target. We didn't have Target here for a while, and then we had it. But you get what I'm saying. In the States, I think it would be Walgreens and all these other places. Toy City would have massive rows upon rows of this stuff. I mean, in the 80s, toys were readily available for kids, and they were priced well. They were priced at a nice price, not a price gouging price. And that's what seems to be the case with Hasbro. Price fixing and price gouging by tripling and doubling the prices of items. It's just like, say, for their next HasLab, well, if they make a thing for, what do you call for classified figures, well, a Barbie Jeep you might get for like $20 to $30 in the store. It's going to be like $300 or $200. Oh, big deal. They'll include some figures. You know, it's not that much more plastic. And again, I don't collect classified. It's kind of like super price gouging, because it's not that much plastic, and they're charging like just crazy prices, probably like 3 or 4 times of what the actual price is. And again, these things are made in Vietnam, so the price point should be way cheaper. The quality is definitely cheaper. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the reviews. It is a sharp looking vehicle, however, minus the flimsy part, but you may be able to fit the vintage parts on. And if you want to have your complete 2022 collection, then you're going to have to pick it up. And we don't know what they're going to do next for O-Ring, or if they're even going to care, but we know that they're going to bring out Transformer crossovers, and they're probably going to try to make a Transformer crossover movie, and that's just not G.I. Joe. Transformers is Transformers, G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe. Keep it separate, keep it simple, stupid. Like, what's going on with this Hasbro? Oh, anyways, I do want to thank all my fans and subscribers. And we're going to have a little bit of a slowdown for videos for a little while, because, well, work's increased a lot and don't really get too much time, but we have to. I'm gonna probably wait a little while before I get some more stuff, and I'm gonna get a lot of stuff, but I'm gonna wait a bit, save up a bit, and then I'm gonna buy something, a lot of things. But first I'm gonna save up for a few months, and then I'll decide. So it might be a while before I make a video, and I might just make a video in between just for fun. But I just want to wait and buy a lot all at once. So anyways, thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe and share the videos with others. And I do make a lot more videos in the wintertime, but I will be having less videos until I buy a bunch of stuff all at once. And I'm sure there'll be more to talk about. But thank you again, thank you everyone for watching, and remember to share the videos, post them wherever you want. Feel free to. I enjoy all the comments, and when I get time I do respond. So thank you all for watching, and thank you again. Get the Cobra sticker! Cobra!